Perfect. Good. We got Cali ESK8 Show, episode 3. Take.
Only take.
He got it right?
Let the professor get your mind blown. Laugh for Jimmy, kill it, but on the side though. Mama Ray does his magic on the down low. BBC, you never seen it. In the views, you won't believe it. You can see it on the Cali ESK8 Show.
Take what? Take 1, take 2.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the professor over here. I'm here on another lovely night in fucking San Diego. I got here my co-host, Jimmy, right here.
AKA Jimmy.
Jimmy, AKA Jimmy. I just said that. What did you say, the life of Jimmy? Should I introduce you like that?
Yeah.
Life of Jimmy?
I think Life with Jimmy is good.
Okay.
You know,
it's
Instagram Life with
though,
Jimmy.
Like Life with Jimmy. This is Life with Jimmy.
Life
the
with
whole
Jimmy.
life is
the
right
one and
here.
only. Take it all in. Take it.
Right? So today we got these two special guests, right? They are members of the ARD team, right? Which stands for
Advanced Riders Division.
Okay, from SD ESK8. And we're gonna be talking to them about the amazing things that they're doing within the community, right? And within the ARD team that are actually, you know, great and insane, like this sport right here. But yeah, before we get to that, you guys, I wanted to touch on where are your backgrounds? Where you guys from actually? You know, like where you from?
And kind of how you got into skateboarding.
Yeah.
You know, specifically too.
Yeah, I'm from Escondido, and I've been e-skating for around 2.5 years, and it all started during the time when COVID started. So I've been really wanted to ride again.
Right, but you weren't born in Escondido, right?
Oh, I was born in San Diego. Yes.
You were born here?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Actually.
Shit, I thought you were born somewhere else.
Yeah.
I'm so racist.
You heard it only from Carlos.
I wasn't gonna say it.
Well, I think it's okay to be racist within minorities, you know? That's a thing, you know? Like, it's a thing. I think I've heard it. No, I'm kidding. But, okay, so where's your family from?
Yeah, they're from Vietnam. And
Vietnam?
Yeah, so.
Okay, nice. So, if I assume that you're born in the U.S., should I be racist too?
South America, no.
I was like, fuck!
So I was born on the East Coast, and then moved out here about a year ago, and actually started connecting with the community. So I've only been really connected to the larger e-skate and racing community since about this time last year.
Nice.
So it's a privilege to be here. I've been e-skating. I built my first DIY e-skate back in 2016, 2017. Primarily just as this seems cool. I want to be able to ride e-skate. I want to try it. In my normal fashion, I went completely overboard and built a board that was more powerful than anything on the market, so more powerful than boosted.
Not far, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a very high bar.
I was so confused. I was like, what? Boosted?
I was surprised you even threw that out there.
Hey, he said it, I did it.
Not fast boosted or anything, but we are definitely trashing.
So it was going to be just like a summer project, my first DIY board, which is not this one. That one, I ended up just falling in love with it and with e-skate and just riding all the time. It was primarily how I got around in college.
College?
Before
Where? Which one?
West Virginia University. So
Okay,
East
got it.
Coast, basically.
Okay, nice.
Did you
before
skate
moving
regular
here.
skateboards before that, or?
No, so I just thought it was cool. I learned how to longboard specifically to e-skate.
That's
so
crazy.
It was a DIY, so never longboarded. I had snowboarded before, so I know how to snowboard. So I was like, this probably I'll like.
Yeah.
But I bought a deck and trucks and whatnot for a couple $100. Whatever. Learned how to longboard. I was like, yeah, I want to put a motor on this. And
Right.
I bought all the electronics, threw electronics on it.
So did you, was that board, it was a long board? Not a big brand, kind of like...
I think it was a Arbor deck. but it like was rigid. It wasn't a drop deck or anything. I think it was just, I went to a skate shop and it was the only longboard deck that they had. And so I bought it.
That's crazy.
That's very similar of everything he buys.
Yeah.
He goes in, if it works, that's mine.
Yeah.
I'll give it a try.
Yeah, why not?
So how
Probably
fast
goes well
did that go? Like that, the very first one.
So it's kind of scary. So it was dual motor, but I didn't do calculations beforehand, so there wasn't actually enough room to put both of them on the same side on the rear. So I ended up putting one on the one side and then one on the other side in the front.
Actually,
Isn't
not
that
a bad
well?
idea. I mean, Mo has a single wheel.
I don't know if it was a bad or good idea.
It was a terrible idea.
I wouldn't go that far.
Your wheels, you'd be riding like this. But it was on urethanes. I didn't actually start riding on pneumatics or foam-filled tires like this board until about a year and a half ago. A little bit before I connected with the community. So I was a Thane rider for 5.5 years, whatever that works out to. But yeah, it's scary to think about now, but I'd reach like 30, 35 miles an hour on that board.
Damn.
That's crazy. I'm scared to ask. How fast can this shit go? You haven't tried?
Yeah, so there's how fast can it go and how fast have I ridden it?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if
now.
it's safe to ask. Even I'm scared to ask. I don't want to find out. Like it's like I don't.
So, as I built it, 60 miles an hour,
Yeah.
assuming 80% from like max ERPM of the motors. So maybe a little bit above or below that. I just geared it down to try and fix an efficiency issue. Didn't fix the efficiency issue, but now the top speed is close to about 45 miles an hour.
Okay.
See, that's the thing. I wouldn't like. It doesn't surprise me. Like this guy builds rockets. Yeah. So it's like.
Well, yeah, I mean, you just put the rocket inside his
Right?
feet, basically.
Hey, we don't. I told you that in confidence. We're not gonna spoil that project.
There's a.
So we're gonna
That's a
talk about
project
that
that
later. We're gonna talk about that later.
Next
We'll make
year.
sure to have all the cameras on site when this happens.
Stay tuned.
Me and Tucker actually got a couple of things in the works here. You'll see this probably 2024 coming out. A lot of different inventions. This isn't just a one of a kind. This is just the first step to many.
So tell me about this board.
Yeah. So
What is the big jump from that first one?
Yeah,
to
so
this
I
one?
had that one. I briefly rode an Evolve, and then switched to for a good 6-9 month period. My main boards were a tiny Explorer and then a heavily modified Cali.
Right.
That was so heavily modified it was basically a DIY at that point. And that Cali was my race board for a good amount of time. Definitely lacked a lot of power. It wasn't on ideal tires. It was on 200mm Kendas. It had a top mounted battery box, so it was heavy and didn't have good weight distribution. It was flexy. Just not really what you wanted in a race board, but I was able to push it really good for what I wanted it to do. But I reached the skill ceiling on that board, right? I was pushing as hard as I could, and no matter how much better I got, I just couldn't be faster, right? So I had outgrown that Cali for racing.
I feel
And
like
so-
that happens a lot on
Yeah.
like you get your first board and then it's like you get so used to the speed and then you're like okay, I'm gonna buy another board
Yeah.
and then that's it, and
Yeah.
then you top that speed and you're like this next one, that's it,
Yeah.
So
God, I don't know what can come
I don't-
after this one.
I don't ever see any of us stop buying
It doesn't
boards
stop.
and getting more. It doesn't stop. It does not stop.
60 miles an hour, I'm used to that. I'm ready for 100 now.
Bro, you want death, bro. You need Jesus, bro.
I enjoy short track. I could not imagine racing 100 miles an hour on these things. That'd be insane.
No. Yikes.
But yeah, so the goal with this was, okay, I need a better race board than this Cali, right? I'm not going away anytime soon from the race scene, so I need a better board. I'm an engineer, so there's no way I'm going to buy a pre-made. I want to build it myself. I take a lot of pride in being able to do that and the customization that comes with it. So how can I engineer the best board possible, right? Doubly mount motors, right? Make it 4-wheel drive. Use absurdly large motors. Use absurdly large motor controllers. I actually went through like a 2.5 month long process where I made a spreadsheet containing every motor, every ESC, and every battery that I could find, and all the relevant stats for it.
Damn.
That way I could find the best components that would work together and fit together on this board.
Definition of over-engineer.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, the crazy thing is that it works.
Yeah. It's got a few small problems, but it's fast.
So you research, right, the best, and then you actually went for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked first time?
First time.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Damn.
wiring on this is completely custom. All of the wiring between the ESCs I built from scratch, right? From literally a spool of wire, cutting the wire and soldering pins and splices.
Where'd you get that wire from?
Cool places.
Where do they normally get used?
You
On rocket ships, right?
He's like, I don't say that.
We bought it off the market, eBay.
Yeah, so
Bought it from China.
Yeah.
China.
Yeah, I leveraged what I do professionally, which is work on spaceships for Virgin Galactic.
Which they had a launch not too long ago, right?
Yep.
And we're launching again next week. We're doing
Nice.
monthly launches. It's exciting.
That's
But
crazy.
it's the ESK8 podcast. So that the wiring harness is mostly built up using the same knowledge I gain and use at my job. Yeah.
So
Not too much else to say from that. So I designed all the wiring in CAD before I actually built everything. So I have everywhere all the wires are going and connections all fully documented. So if I need to go back and change something, I'm able, or debug an issue, I can do that without actually taking apart and looking at the board.
you know, you should. If somebody else pays you to do another board like this, you should get like a slogan for it.
Oh,
Should
he
be,
has one.
It is rocket science. You got one already?
So the name of this board is Ankle Wreacher. It's a fantastic pun that doesn't make sense at all when you say it out loud. But these are Reacher motors, and I joke that it's going to wrench my ankles off. Hence, Ankle Wreacher. It's
I
terrible.
did not understand the name at all.
I like mine better. I like mine better.
I'm just gonna understand that Tucker knows what he's talking about, and this is his board, so I'm just gonna trust his judgment in the name. But yeah, I was just like, one day it's gonna be said out loud, and then I'm gonna understand.
I won't know what the fuck I'm gonna do at that moment.
Trust you, it makes less sense that way.
Right? I actually got a question. So,
Yeah.
what do you think was the most difficult part of putting together the board for you?
Define difficult.
So, what part of the project was the most difficult to actually put together compared to what your initial thoughts were? So, was it like
Yeah.
putting together the box right there? Was it figuring out where the electrical went? Was it the wiring harness? I don't think it was a wiring harness because you're a wire nut, and that does not sound like that sounds fun to you.
So, yeah, putting together this front box was definitely time consuming, but I wouldn't call it difficult. That was more just annoying more than anything else. Would definitely, maybe better phrase is scope creep, where like the scope of the changes just balloons way more than anything else, is definitely these back shells on the ESC. So if we want to go ahead and flip this over real quick, get a better view.
You guys need help?
This one?
Yeah. Oh, it's heavy. I haven't weighed it because I don't have a bathroom scale, but it's 60, 70 pounds-ish.
Damn.
Fit perfectly.
And just throw that back there.
No, let's display this.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Stooge,
Can
by
they-
the way. Stooge
can
Race
they
Sports.
see
Dude, race boards.
Yeah,
Over
this
here. Maybe here. Yeah.
that'll work.
Put it here for now.
That'll work.
Let them see it.
Yeah, Stooge V5 frame. I guess you can't really see the back shells. Could we rotate it like this?
Can you hold them? No.
Yeah. How do you want to do it? Like that?
Yeah. There we go.
Just lined up
Okay,
correctly.
there we go.
There we go.
Beautiful.
Hey, teamwork. Go team.
Can you see where my finger is pointing, or is that blocked by stuff on the skateboard?
Slightly blocked, but you get the gist of it from here, more on the mid shot.
Okay.
So,
I would say
Yeah.
use
Okay,
Yeah.
let's
yeah, we could just
Hold
move
the
this.
If
camera
you
right
have
there.
a screen on that, use the screen. That way you can get a nice close-up.
Yeah.
Okay. So
There you go.
these are Maker X G300s, and instead of the more standard JST plugs that come on most vests, they have a D-sub connector, which is in the same family as like a VGA connector you'd use for a computer monitor. These D-sub connectors don't have any protection on the back of them, so I actually, right, so when you're building this wiring harness, all this white stuff here is the low power wiring harness the data's flowing through. When you're terminating that onto these connectors, you're crimping pins on and then sticking those pins into a connector. The back of that connector where you're shoving in the pins is exposed and inherently because you're able to access where you're putting in the pins.
Right.
So you need to put a back shell to protect the connector and keep those pins from wearing, and also provide strain relief so when the wire's moving and bouncing around, it doesn't stress that crimped connection on the
And
pins.
it doesn't separate too much to where you lose connection as well.
Right.
Yep.
So originally you can just buy back shells. They're D-sub connectors. They're used absolutely everywhere. Guaranteed you've definitely seen one at some point in your life. But they're always covered this back shell. So you can buy these back shells, no problem. The problem is the configuration of the D-sub on the Maker X G300 means that all these commercially available back shells don't fit properly, and means the connector won't be able to fully seat and make a good connection in that G300.
Right.
So I ended up having to completely design my own back shell from scratch. And I think it's a little bit better than most back shells on the market because it's like able to just shake the entire
Table.
Thank you, Jimmy, yes. So
They're
that
big
was
help.
that turned into buying a couple $2 parts, right? Into like 20 hours of my time to design, iterate, and buy all the different parts for
So
the
it's
back
a
shells.
little box.
Yes.
And a little back shell that was the most difficult. I
Yep.
was not expecting that answer.
There's so many little things in this board that you look at and it's like, oh yeah, that, what, probably took you 10 minutes? Nah. I estimate that I probably have about 150 hours from idea to design to construction, and to where I actually first wrote it.
Now, how long did it take you to choose the color?
That took the longest time. It took me about 3-4 weeks.
So wait, do you buy it painted already?
Yeah.
Or? Oh.
So you can choose the color that you want.
Mo Stooge, bless his heart, he hand builds every single frame. This is a Stooge Raceboards V5 frame, and you contact him to buy it. It's not, you can't check out with it on an online store or anything. And then you talk with him about exactly what you need, what you want, and what color you want the powder coat to be. So I got a bunch of colors from Prismatic Powders, and I spent literally weeks of every day going outside, being inside with these colors, and it's like, that one doesn't speak to me. That one doesn't speak to me. Until I eventually settled on this one, which is beautiful.
I like the color.
I do too.
Yeah, I'm digging it.
And
I feel like most of them are black, aren't they?
No,
Or red?
red,
White and
black.
red.
They got white
White and
too. Yeah.
Is that tube steel or solid?
this is tube chromoly.
Nice. So it's
Okay.
light and sturdy.
Yep.
How hard was the battery? The
6
Do you
of
build
each.
So I think you buy these individually, and then
Yep.
you just wire
okay,
into
got
the
it.
wiring harness. So once you build the wiring harness, then the battery just connects in.
Yep.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
each of these is a 4-cell battery. There's 3 batteries wired in series for a total of 12S. So it's running 50 volts ish, and then these 2 sets of 3 are wired in parallel.
Are they set for acceleration or top speed?
How do you mean?
Like high C?
So actually, you do the gearing to actually help you out with that. So the gearings that you put on here
Interesting.
change
So
the
it's not
speed.
just battery, but it's also gearing too.
Yep.
Gearing in the motors, yeah.
So one of the design
So you
philosophies
can have
of
almost
this
the best
board.
of both worlds almost, huh?
Yeah, the design philosophy of this board was overbuild the shit out of everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, is it okay to swear here?
Fuck yeah! Demonetized. Before we even monetize.
Fuck that. Design the shit out of
Shout out to
everything
our
here.
sponsors,
Shred
Shredlights.
Lights.
They cares a lot. And shockboards too.
Love you, David. For real.
Eric, I
We
still
do,
owe you
actually.
$20.
Oh no!
I haven't forgotten.
Okay, so yeah.
We all have a closer relationship with Eric.
He was so nice.
How about
I
that?
needed mounts, so we were at a race event. Payment processing wasn't working. I didn't have cash, but he was like, just take them. Pay me back later.
Bro,
Okay.
I haven't forgotten. I still need to send you $20.
You heard it here. We're gonna put this on a short video and send it right,
right?
to you. Eric.
That's gonna be the promo video for it.
Yeah.
Eric, I still
You brought him in just to prove that he really owed you money still.
exposed.
It's all about
That's crazy. No, but Eric is like that, bro. Like he's fucking like customer service is the best, bro. Like it's
top
like
tier.
first time.
Hey, shout out to Andrew too.
Yeah, Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a killer, bro. Like first time I lost a light was in going through the railroads. So like I was going through the rails, right, and then the vibration. Like I didn't know I had to like push the light all the way inside, and it had to click.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro! I lost it, and I was like, damn. So I told one of the guys that was riding with me. He went to Shred Lights, not me. He went to Shred Lights. He told him that a friend lost a light, and he sent him a light to give me that light.
Dang.
Wow.
I didn't even have to give him anything, and I didn't know
No email,
like
anything?
Eric or Andrew, like nothing. Like it was
Wow.
all email and stuff. Like so, I was like mind blown. It's like what?
Yeah, hell yeah.
So it's insane.
Wow.
They're the best customer service, bro.
And
Best.
all out great guys too.
Yeah, they have a lot of lights also that they have for donations just in case they somebody needs one or something like that. You're on a ride, you're kind of like nude out there. They just here you go. Keep recording. So yeah.
I think you just stopped it.
Did I?
I think it was rolling.
No, it stopped. Didn't it?
No, it's not recording.
I know my Insta.
Or maybe.
There we go.
Reset this
out
up.
of bed.
Hey, we're back.
We're
on
back.
Game, baby.
Professionalism over here.
Yeah, that's all we do. We're professional.
Yeah.
We're professional. So yeah.
So the design philosophy of this board was overbuild everything. That way I never grow to a point where I outgrow the board. So right now the board's actually tuned way down. Only running about 100 amps a motor, which is a lot.
Right.
But theoretically I should be able to push close to 160 amps a
Damn.
motor. So as soon as I get comfortable with this amount of power, with this amount of torque, and how this feels at speed, I can just upgrade my board in software. That's the whole philosophy here.
You should
Yeah.
upgrade your fucking gear too, bro, because you're gonna fucking eat
Yeah.
shit if you like. Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
I already did it once.
Bro, you've been
fresh
fucked
out.
up for like 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, our cameraman, he learned the hard way.
Right. He's doing a lot better now.
50 miles
Yeah.
per hour is rough, dude.
Is that the reason you're behind the camera?
For now. Hey, but they know once I'm back on the EC,
Yeah.
some rolling in.
Oh,
Yeah, we got it. We
Look
got
out for Rolling Podcast.
it. Right.
Rolling Podcast. Now, G, you actually have your own Stooge race board as well, right? That you just picked up recently?
I do, yeah. I got it from a Stooge rider in Chicago, Zach.
Okay.
And yeah, he sold it to me because for personal reasons. So he gave me the opportunity to race an own one.
Okay.
And it's still a work in progress because the one of the ESC, the XLX2, blown up, and it got even worse at the first track. It caught on fire when we tried power it on. So That was pretty fun.
Caught
No.
fire?
Yeah, it was a very
Fire or
interesting
smoke?
situation.
Fire.
No, like straight
Like
fire.
fireball.
Like we all ran away. Like we thought the board was on fire and done. Like burned up. Like G stood there
And I was still
while it was on fire and eventually fucking took it out of the
G, I bet G was
Dude.
like, this shit is way too expensive.
I
Let me
thought-
like, I gotta put this out.
I thought his
I would
hands
rather,
were
like, get
done,
burned.
dude.
Yeah. Fuck this shit.
I mean,
I
talking
gotta-
about standing through the fire. I've never seen anybody use. Yeah, that was. We all went running. Like everybody went running. He
I'm
stood
so
there.
sorry. I left
Bro.
what, like 15 minutes before that happened.
Yeah, and it was like.
Bro, look, he
That's
knows.
interesting.
Life is expensive in California, bro. Like, he's like,
Yeah,
no.
Buy a skateboard and burn it up. Like, fuck it.
No.
Who needs
Yeah,
money?
that ain't happening. That ain't
No.
happening. So
That's crazy.
Yeah, no,
Okay, so but you able to save the board, right?
yeah, I did save.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have a whole workshop in your house. It looks like a laboratory. Like I've seen pictures.
Yeah.
Bro, it's insane.
EUC,
it's quite an arsenal.
skateboards, parts.
Yeah.
Everything you could ever want. E-skate, EUC. You just gotta go to G's house. and
Yeah,
do
and that's a crazy thing. Like you don't only fix your shit, you fix people's shit.
Mhm.
Yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of people
Yeah.
around my town. Yeah.
Especially the because that's a crazy thing. So I don't know for you guys that don't know G, he's a very low key guy. I am so amazed on how he has sponsorships. He is the most quiet guy ever. He doesn't like. I never hear him like talking to somebody like like me. Like I'm fucking loud. Like everywhere I go, I'm talking to somebody. I'm making. I don't
Making
know,
connections.
a wild scene somewhere. I'm doing something obnoxious. But this guy is just like calm and collective. And he has more sponsorships than most of the guys in the group, which is insane. How do you go like,
Speaks to his skill.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did mostly of doing than talking, so that's kind of my gig. So
Doing then talking.
Doing
You, you heard it from G first.
Hey, I'll tell you something. He's a beast riding. The first time I rode with him, I had a backfire, and you had to sell it. I think it was.
I remember.
You remember?
Yeah, it's way back. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a long way.
Yep.
I remember that for that ride, like I still had that backfire, and for like my battery was not that good, so I had to change batteries in the middle of the fucking rides or whatever. So you see me with an electric screwdriver, like bro, like give me the other one.
Handling it though.
No, but yeah, so you fix those kids, like the Escondido kids. Like what's the wild story behind like your gremlins? Like, because we call it gremlins.
Gremlins.
We call it
Esco kids.
the minions. The minions.
Minions.
Yeah. It's
Shout
like-
out to all the Esco kids. Give
like-
you a little heads up, by the way, a little comment in the section.
It's like the stepfather of all
Yeah,
this
for
kid.
real. For real.
Yeah.
How did it happen?
Yeah. So it all started. So during the stage of me getting into the sport of e-skate, I'll start with my neighbors. They saw me running around the complex and they thought it's really cool. Most kids in Esco are skaters. They skate, and seeing a high-speed motorized board, it kind of blows their mind. And I gave them the opportunity to try them out riding with me, and yeah, it's
They got hooked.
yeah,
Like-
they got hooked, and I kept doing it. Like, it's just so nice to see their, just like, having them experience firsthand, and
So
yeah,
you got
it's-
him on e-board, and then what? That was presumably a couple kids, but you got way more than two
It's
or
not
three.
Bro,
There's
that's
couple.
too many.
There's
bro.
like 20
Like,
or
they're-
30.
Yeah, I don't know if they're
Yeah.
getting wet and they're
Much
multiplying,
more.
but like, bro, like this, like
Wet,
this.
but not-
That
Like
was-
the real gremlins.
I would say it's still growing, so around like 100.
Right.
No way, 100 already?
Yeah.
Dang.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's
Dang.
just day one, a couple kids start trying it, and then other kids they tell other people in school and stuff, and yeah,
You just keep going.
it keeps on going. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So with 100 riders, and you know, you guys are riding all the time, I presume. What happens when someone's boards break? Because I mean, these things aren't 100% reliable, unfortunately.
There's that's where I kind of stepped in most of the time, and
The stepfather.
Stepfather.
Bro, you're gonna have to change your handle name to that now.
some common issues are like motors aren't working, or the deck broke, or just some common issues, like something that I can do with my limited tools. So I just tried my best with not much tools and stuff I have on hand, and have
So did you use YouTube to learn how to do all that stuff?
YouTube Academy carried me.
YouTube Academy.
And some email work to tech support. So because I did a lot of emailing, because most kids some kids don't know how, and I just did mostly because I'm really familiar with how to communicate with companies and making
which are your main companies?
Main?
Yeah, like the sponsors you got and companies you talk
people
to.
helping you out.
Are there? Yeah,
Because I know you got people sending you parts.
Yeah, you got a lot of kids, bro. So it's do they help you run this? Helping them out, kind of fixing the board's parts. Do they have any take on that?
It's just so it all started because, in first place, obviously these boards aren't cheap at all, and so I tried to give them the opportunity by giving them good prices on the boards that I can sell to them, and I usually during those first few days, I just scroll through OfferUp, Facebook Market, find some, and have those kids, because most boards are usually cheaper there when you get them used, so. That's where I started, and of course through that there are some risks, like there's not warranty, and I tried to just did some try to resolve the board without not having to put in money and stuff. So that's where I tried to figure that out, and been doing that for a while, and as simple as soldering broken wires, or just changing belts and tightening screws, stuff like that.
Right.
And if it's something that needs replacement, then I try my best to find a way to get those obtained without those kids having to bulge out their.
But through the company, or?
Yeah, through
companies.
companies.
I know that sometimes straight lights.
So some common companies were Meatbow, Backfire, and some other production boards like Onboard, Wildgo, maybe some X-Ways, but all those boards they have a common thing of they all have similar issues that I can usually deal with, and so that was pretty tough because it's obviously a lot more work to fix those without having that much stuff on hand, and I've been doing that a lot, and Backfire started noticing what I was doing, and they supported me, and they gave me the chance to, in the warehouse they have a bunch of return boards, Amazon return boards, and parts and stuff, so they let me have those, manage those.
So blend boards that they weren't able to sell to do consumers.
So
that's special right there.
Try to salvage those parts, and that's way better than me having nothing. So
that's
props to them.
No, that's special. Hey,
Wow, that's a
shout out to Backfire.
Shout out to Jerry.
Nice. No, I like it because I know that kids could be out there doing good or bad stuff, and you're out here cutting their interests, so they can start doing something that is actually productive or keep them away from bad stuff. Yeah, that's very
important.
So and that's when these companies come in, like Treadlights, Backfire. They supply parts to keep these boards going, and it's helping the community. That's special right there.
Give them
and also Treadlights. They provide they did the same thing. So thanks to Eric and Andrew that they're allowed to donate those red lights and give really good prices to those kids and those little ones. And just trying to work my way around of them not having to like go full on retail because for those kids it's not that possible. So and speaking of like having them like changing their interests, I'd say that's very important because in Esco there are a lot of kids with issues, like some crazy kids that kind of blows my mind. It still is. And such as like some kids smoke, drink, and so during the process of me blessing the kids with e-boards, it also like kind of changed them to switch habits. Because e-skate, what's nice about e-skate is it's like a really good
outlet.
Kind of like it disturbs them from those bad stuff. And and through that, like when I was during the time when they see me helping them, it also educates them. You know, like there's a lot of responsibilities with taking care of boards. So like kids learn how to like work on the boards themselves is a good skill for them. And like as simple as teaching them to change belts, how to take out batteries, how to clean them, do some maintenance.
Keeps them busy.
Keeps them busy.
And that's very important.
And it's a good busy.
Yeah, because it's like whenever you're bored, bro, and you're a teenager, bro. I was a teenager and I was wild, bro. Like, I was a long time ago, by the way. I'm old as fuck, but
he's over 60 years old. You can't tell, but
damn.
Well, on the inside, I definitely feel like that, bro. Like hey, I'm not even gonna argue that one. But that's it's badass. It's badass, and it's special because you're giving back to the community, like not the ESK community. You're giving out to the community, like you know, San Diego's community, and it's big. It's bigger than
the e-skate. You know, it really benefits San Diego. It benefits kids. Gets them out of the drugs. I mean, drugs is one of the biggest issues in San Diego. We're being so close to the border, so easy to access certain things that, you know, having outlets like this is just, you know, for me, I come up in a really bad environment of growing up. Hearing stories like this really, I get goosebumps right now just hearing this because there's so few things that are able to reach kids and give them inspiration.
Right.
You know, outside of the normal school activities and things of that, you know, parents are not able to be there all the time. So having kids that are not parents teaching other kids, a lot of times they learn better and they interact better because, you know, they feel like, okay, I look up to this kid. You know, he's not a parent. I can look up to him. Yeah. So, I mean, inspirations are really key sometimes. So
no, definitely on that age, bro. Because it's like, if you think about it, like whenever you're a teenager, you're at school, right? What school? What's actually cool on that moment? It's cool that, you know, some guys, you know, I don't know, they're smoking weed, or some other guys they're using this, they're using that. It's like it's hard to kind of like be cool and not do, you know, other things, you know, that, you know, maybe are not right. I'm not saying that smoking marijuana is bad, but, you know, at that age, you know.
Yeah, you don't want to be doing it.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, you're driving them away, like their interest from that, to focus on something else. Like you said, like teach them responsibility. The sport's expensive, so you don't want to mess them up, you know. You want to take care of them, you know, and all that stuff. And you're definitely providing for that. So like, shout out to these companies that are providing that extra equipment, that donating the extra items that they need to get these boards ongoing for these kids. And if there's any company out there that would like to get involved as well, like send us an email
Yeah,
and we'll
send
get
us
you.
email, reach out,
Reach
Instagram.
out. What's your Instagram tab?
What we'll do is we'll just post up all the Instagram posts right on our video.
Okay.
We'll post them up on the screen, so
Yeah.
definitely look out. You can reach out to us directly. We'll definitely want to help any way we can.
Can I make it difficult? Can I have the like tracking shot?
You
Don't
ain't
reach out to Tucker. Does not respond. Let me tell you.
You ain't shit.
Tag him no matter what.
But that's badass, bro. That we make fun a lot of like the fact that he's bringing all these kids all the time, and it's like, oh wait, watch out with the kids, like.
It's awesome.
But I have never gotten a problem with them. They behave during the ride and all that stuff. And it's like they're good kids, So it's like.
I remember one of them came out to a track day. Sorry, I don't remember your name.
It's Max.
It was Max.
Yeah.
Shout out to Max.
Max, you're awesome.
Max.
He asked if he could try riding my Cali. I was like, yeah, I wasn't really feeling racing that day. I was just kind of there to hang out with everyone. So I just handed him the remote. I was like, go nuts. He put more miles on that Cali in that one day that I have ever ridden my Cali at a track day.
Nice.
He kept coming back and like after did a bunch of laps and just like handing back. I was like, dude, I'm not riding. Just go nuts. I could tell he was enjoying it and drained the whole 35 miles of range on that Cali. It was impressive. And he was happy. He was kind. He was incredibly careful with my board. He treated it well. It's a good kid. Good kid. And he's lucky to have a resource like you, G.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, that's a hey.
Golf clap,
Props.
everybody.
No, but my line of questioning in this one is like, have you ever had a kid in a ride that fell and suddenly you have to take it back to his parent and be like, before you see your kid,
Let me warn you.
hold on, listen to me. You remember when you I took your kid, I swear he looks just like that whenever I got him. Have you ever had that ever happen to you?
Just telling the parents that that, not really, but kinda. I mean, as in like, there are some scenarios that some parents told me that they want the kids to like tone down with riding or stay away, and so there's a lot of.
A lot of occasions, or
No, just I'm just thinking of some stories of which one. So so that's like another topic with communicating with their guardians and stuff.
The guardians.
Because of course that's how the kids
Mhm.
Yeah.
kind of get into it, and so I received some, not like complaints, but some parents told me that they're obviously worried about their kids because of course like there's a fun sport, but also there's a lot of risk.
Mhm.
Yep.
And that's where every single time when I like sell those kids the boards and talk to their parents, I very strictly tell them to just keep wearing those damn helmets.
Mhm.
And that's been quite a struggle around Esco because most kids don't wear them,
Mhm.
and they usually wear them after they go through it.
Oh yeah,
After
definitely.
they fall.
And
Because it
that's-
fucking
Yeah, I've
hurts.
been trying my best
Yep.
to prevent
Yeah.
that happening, and it's been so far, it's been going pretty well. It's really nice to see some kids in the streets wearing helmets, and they understand that important discipline, and and I've had some moments of like having some adult to adult talk to parents because it's like a almost like a parent teacher conference vibe because it's a
Listen,
really serious thing.
Your kid is fucked up, okay?
He's going 30 miles per hour.
I can't do anything for him.
I
He's
told him
gonna-
to stay
He's gonna
25.
get himself fucked up, and I ain't gonna be me, okay? I don't want to get the fucked up face over here.
Yeah, so going back to like the kids themselves, like their disciplines, their behaviors and stuff. That's where like EC plays a big role, and trying to and also like group rides, they learn how to be respectful to other pedestrians and cars, and
That's very important.
during the early days, it was there were a lot of troubles with those, like some cops are getting pretty annoying and stuff, and so like when I first got into this whole gig of getting people to boards, I didn't expect that I have to be a figure to them,
Right.
and it takes a crap ton of patience and some sweats and some effort, and
I would be cursing at them all the time, bro.
Dude,
I don't
it's
have
not
the
easy.
patience.
That's why we're giving you the credit that you deserve here.
No
Honestly,
shit.
big time.
Let me get my belt.
Damn, where'd my belt go?
You've managed to contain and organize a bag of cats. It's impressive.
That's insane.
Yeah.
It is.
Pretty
It
much.
is so true.
Yeah.
So
And
true.
on top of that, you got your sponsorships and ARD,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
By the way,
Which is-
sponsorships out to Hoy. Hoy is sponsored by him. Of course, me, Metro Board. Him, Tucker. Tucker's sponsored by Tucker.
Tucker will be the sponsor.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
We'll be surprised.
bringing out a stooge. Watch out. No, but that's by that. So, how's the ARD racing team going? Like, what's the deal with that?
Yeah, so we're a team of people. We've got a big goal of it, as far as my perspective goes,
Right.
is to have a space to share knowledge, right? Have a close-knit group that enjoys being around each other, and weekly track events where the sole purpose is to train, get better, practice together, share knowledge, share tips and tricks and like lines and those, until you're out on track and really trying to push the upper edges of your limit. There's so many little things that you just don't consider. Changing the position of your shoulders from here to here could mean half a second around track. Little changes like that really add up, and having that larger team that can share those kind of little tidbits with each other as we discover them really helps us out.
I feel like a savage right now. I don't know any of that. Like, I just go. Like,
It's something special. Every week, being able to see the same people on track, race against the same people, and seeing those same people get a little bit faster every week. And sometimes just like a massive jump.
That's crazy.
Unlocking a new skill.
Yep.
On top of that, we'll go out to race events together. As a whole team, we'll communal tools, communal.
I can't say it either, so it's fine. Yeah, I'm totally there with you.
You should try it next.
Communal
Right.
space.
No,
But I'm not the sole spokesman. I mean, that's just my perspective.
Yeah,
I mean, we're all a part of ARD. It's
Right.
not just us. We don't just represent the team. There's plenty of other people. Reggie, Kyle. There's plenty of other
Reggie's
people.
the main one,
Reggie,
right? The leader.
We got
Right. Shout out to Reggie,
Ryan.
who was
of
gonna be
course,
here.
Ryan's a huge
Yeah.
part. Reggie and Ryan are the huge part of the group. So definitely an
I'm not
inspiration to
seeing
us all.
Ryan on the
Ryan
race.
was
Did he
sick,
ride
but-
on ESK8?
Yeah.
So Ryan did ESK8 yeah. He was in the pro class. So yeah, I mean
He's fast. He's faster than I am.
He did very well.
That's
He did very
crazy.
well. We went out to Rider Fest recently, so he was sick. He's not really seen all the time, but he is definitely a big part of ARD.
Right.
Definitely, it's a great team. Like I said, we're all part of it. We're huge goals. We all have boards that we're consistently trying to work on and make faster. And thank God Hoyt and everybody's working with us and Metro Board to be able to supply boards and Stooge is helping tremendously as well.
Right. I wanted to ask. So, that last event that you guys had, the
Rider Fest.
Rider Fest, was it?
Apple Valley Speedway.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait, is the whole thing the same thing?
Well,
Apple Valley Speedway
yeah.
is the track itself.
The
Rider
venue.
Fest is the.
Okay, sorry, I don't know anything about that. I don't race, I just look cool on the board. That's all I do. Like, did you guys do good? Like, what was the What was the outcome of that one?
I think that was our first like team event. You know,
really?
ESK8 was
I
kind
thought
of
it
the
was
beginning. ESK8 was kind of the beginning. We did have a few riders out there, but we
The
weren't real
idea-
organized. It was really kind of towards the beginning. I think we really came out here with the goal. I think we had honestly majority racers. I think we were 90% of the racers.
Right.
You know, we didn't have an advantage at all. But we're going against the top racers in the world.
Right.
This is our first real event. We put in a lot of time, a lot of practice. Now, granted, the top racers in the world did help us, train as well. So we're very close with a lot of people. But Jack came in second. We have,
Jack
really-
is new, right?
amazing.
Jack is new.
Yeah, Jack. Mario
He
took first.
joined the community. He's been riding for a couple years now, but didn't connect with the community and actually begin racing until 5 months ago, I think. And to be able to race his own DIY board and place second and be as fast as he is. Seeing him race on his DIY board when I first met him back in 5 months, kind of showing the importance of a community and a place to share ideas.
Yep.
His board is part of what made me think that this board's possible. And this board uses completely different motor controllers than what normal top-of-the-line Stooge boards race. And seeing his board and him putting down times similar to other top-of-the-line racers convinced me that this technology, VESCs, could push the limits of what e-boards can do.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. He's a cool guy though too. Like,
Amazing.
Yeah.
We'll have to get him on a future episode for sure.
Right,
Absolutely.
right.
For sure.
No, he's cool. Like
Yeah,
after,
of course.
like first time I met it like a month ago or so, like a month or two. I didn't know him, and like he was like, "Hey, you the professor, right?" And I was like, "Yes," and it's like, "Oh yeah, I see your videos," and I was like, I didn't know how to react. I was just like, "Oh."
You're famous now. Congratulations.
I was like, I don't know what to do. I have a problem with like, I don't know, acknowledgement. Yeah. It's like, it's just, I don't know how to react to it. And I was like,
That is a very true thing. Like, having proper reaction to people is a very, very not easy. Because you're not always like
It's awkward.
energetic all the time either. You're like, I'm fucking
Or you're
super
doing
tired,
something
dude.
else, right? It's just
I'm
caught
super
you
tired.
off.
I've been at this for 12 hours. You know? Like,
That other one. Oh, wait, you're the preacher.
Yeah.
The preacher. That was fun. I can't get over that one. But
Yeah.
but he's so fucking cool. Like he got the energy. I didn't know he was a racer. Like I just found out on the pictures that he actually got second
Second place.
Second place, yeah.
second place.
Second place. Not easy to take against the racers that he was
Yeah,
on to.
it was Mario
This
was
is,
there.
I think, his first race event too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the first race event takes second place against some really fast people, and he wasn't just ahead of them by a little. He was in second place by a good amount.
And it's
I mean-
impressive because he scratch built his whole board, right?
Yep.
So he came up with the design and has been tuning it for years at this point
Yep.
to get it where it is.
I think he even helped you design and help not
Yes, he
necessarily
did.
design, but help build.
Yeah, he did.
That's crazy for me. Like it's insane how, like, not only you guys are, like one thing is buying them, but like you guys are helping each other tune the boards and all that stuff. So it's kind of like a cyber thing.
Remember that wire that burned up for G?
Yeah.
The last ARD event in practice, Tucker was soldering that same wire to fix
See,
it.
that's crazy.
So it's just we are always constantly helping each other. It's just that it's not a one team effort. It really requires multiple people to typically be involved with these things. I mean, we're not running at a low tier when you're building a board like this. This takes a lot. I mean, Tucker is very smart, so Tucker probably fixed most of the things on here. He's selling himself short. Selling himself short. But it really takes you reaching out to not only members locally, but also members outside of local, and really talking to Mo directly or talking to the LA guys and Chicago, and asking them. And it's really just constant knowledge building. You have Fez, it's constant knowledge and person fixing every board for everybody over in LA. You know, so it's really a community when it comes to these boards. It doesn't just take one person.
Yeah, and I know
the larger community for e-skate racing is truly something special, right?
Yep.
You hear racing and you hear hyper competitive and you know, cutthroat kind of atmosphere, but these racing events, you know, you go over to someone, ask for a wrench, they'll have it. You go over to someone and want to just talk technical about their board, they'll be there and they'll talk technical.
Yeah.
Up in LA, you know, you've got Fess, you've got Mario, you've got Brandon.
Bro, Mario is one that he comes down here and he teaches people.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like, you know, you wouldn't know that they're like top of the game, the best racers out there, unless you like see them race. They'll be like, oh, that's him. He's the nicest, most humble guy and always there to help. It's truly something special.
I got a story of how I met Mario, right? When you're in this community, most of the time you see people with helmets, right? So you don't actually know them, you know?
You know the shape and color of their
right.
helmet.
So it's like, in ESK8 like, Mario was one of the guys who won, right? Like, I don't know if it was second or...
Third.
First?
No, it wasn't. Sorry, first was
Third, okay. So third. So I definitely heard the name, but he had a helmet. So I'm in this event, right, with Eric from Shredlights, right? And like we're just, you know, sponsoring the event and all that stuff. And suddenly, it's like a regular skateboard kind of event, right? And he comes by. Eric is to my side, right? And he's like, "Hey, can I try your board?" And I was like, "Yeah, have you ever ridden one?" Like I asked him, and he's like, he looks Eric, and he's like, no, I haven't. And I was like, "Bro, I want you to go slow because I don't want you to fall and all this stuff." And he's like, "Yeah, sure." He hops on. Whoa! Bro, he said, I was like, "Oh my God, this guy's gonna fucking eat shit." And Eric is like, he comes like, "Don't you know who that is?" I was like, "No, I don't know who that is." And he's like, "That's Mario, the one like third place in ESK8. I was like, "No way." I was like, "Damn." Like he came back and I was like, "Bro, I'm so sorry. Like I feel so stupid now." Yeah, but I didn't know, like, cause he's so humble. He's like, "Hey, can I ride your board?" Like he was so quiet about it. Like so I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, sure," but you know, don't eat shit. You know, like I was just so surprised at the moment. But yeah, that's a
good story.
Yeah, for me it was like I feel so stupid, bro. I'm telling you. But yeah, but it's cool. I like the way you guys are. You know, like I don't know, like making everything work for you for yourselves. You know, because that's the main thing. Like his thing got fucked up. You help him. You're designing your own board. What's his name? Jack helped you, you know, with some of the parts. Like, so that's definitely, I guess, the special part that you need on those teams. Like everybody helping you, being a team member. You know, like that's the most like, you know, whenever like you don't have them, like it's kind of like, oh, what do I do? And everything stops. You know, that's an obstacle. I'll tell you one. The one that I want to see raised is Jonah.
Mm. He's gonna surprise some people. He's been out of practice lately too.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
He'll hop on a board and immediately be faster than the guy who just gave him the board.
Like I tell him all the time, you're gonna die on the board, bro. Like I can tell him, you got a death wish, bro.
120% all the time.
Yeah, bro. It's like he never stops. Anything who has a wheel on it, like he ride it.
I've never seen him not riding. Like there's like not a moment where he's not like wanting to just ride. Like we'll be at the pool. And he's gonna just jump on the wheel and just be riding around the pool. Like it's just
that man.
Yeah.
It's wild. Bro.
Yeah, it's like, why aren't you just swimming? That's what we're here for. Okay. Dude.
No, that's wild. That's wild. You guys are racing at ESK8, I assume.
Yep.
Right? And you guys got another event coming up.
Mm-hmm. ABS and well, I don't know if it'll be out. Well, this episode will probably come out after ABS, but ABS will be the next event for us, and then we're going to come out as a team. It'll be the biggest event, I think, as a team for us that we'll be trying to represent. So that'll be the one to look forward to. And then we got ESK8 I think, after that. I don't think we have anything in between at the moment.
Nice.
But
nice.
yeah, I think that'll be about 5 months. Give us a chance to actually take a break, I think, for a little bit. We've been going, I think, every week for the last 3 months straight, if not more. And sometimes, you know, you got me, Tucker, we're doing 2 times a week at this point.
I've gone to track events 4 times this week.
4 times, Tucker.
4 times the last week, 3 times the last week. I'm feeling it like at my day job at work. I stand up, I'm like, oh, these knees are about to give out.
Yep.
I feel you,
That's
bro.
the freaking truth, dude.
Hey.
After practice, I was stretching all day today. We were practice last night, and I was pushing myself. I was holding off everybody on the track. It was pretty amazing.
You're all old.
Yeah, I'm definitely old.
You're all old.
Yeah. I'm not as old as you yet.
Yeah, still younger than
No, you're all older than me. Yeah, you are. You might not look like it, but
Yeah, let me shave a little bit more.
All right, guys. Hey, I wanna thank you again for
absolutely.
coming by. We'll put
Thank you,
your
guys.
we'll put your what you got the handles.
Yeah, and then don't forget, Tucker has a post on eSkate News that'll go over everything on this board in detail. It'll show pictures. It's really something to look into. Definitely read it. It's going to take about 15 to maybe 45 minutes of your time, but it's definitely worth the read.
Definitely.
So I documented the whole build process with pictures, and I'm continuing to update the thread and solicit opinions and troubleshooting information from people in the larger community, eSkate community there. So if you want to stay up to date about this project, that's where you want to be.
Definitely.
Very interesting
definitely.
stuff.
Hey, thank you so much, guys, for coming
Absolutely.
by. And then, that's another Cali ESK8 Show.
We'll catch you guys next time.
Yeah, see ya.
That
was nice.
That was fucking great.
Yeah.
See, just
Thank
kind of
you, guys. Thank you.
Just
Guys
kinda
killed
flows.
it.
Yeah, you guys actually did really, really well.
I think I dropped all my Z nuts.
Dude, as soon as you grabbed them, I was like, oh god. I was like,
I dropped
you
my
got,
nuts.
You got that tendency
Yeah, go
on
ahead.
you.
First floor. You know where it's at,
Yeah.
right?